to prepare for a chess game. And here we are especially talking about the opening. The opening phase is often very important in chess, especially nowadays with strong engines, big databases, and a lot of people who read a lot of books and saw a lot of videos like the ones on GM Talks or other places. So today I'm going to look at how I prepared for, or the thoughts that went into the preparation for two specific games, and it's against the same opponent, which makes it more economically easy, because then I don't have to tell all about him one more time. It's the Danish international master Mikkel Antonsen. And in the first game I'm white. It's and also in the second game I'm white. Sorry, Mikkel. I get a white a lot, and it's from Svendborg 2016. And I play e4. And the thing is, Mikkel is a strong player. He had 5 years where he didn't play, but before that he was as a younger player. He was quite talented, but he was also sort of one-sided. He was very strong in the opening and had very good sense of the middle game, but was not so strong tactically, and definitely had problems in the endings, where his technique never really caught on. Then he came back and he had improved in technically. He's still not his strength, and I also think that long calculations is not his strength, but he has improved, and he's also become a better fighter, and he's very well prepared generally, and he has a nasty sense for finding very direct openings to challenge you directly, and he tries to play as actively as possible in most of the games. So he can be an unpleasant opponent. And here I expected him to play the Petrov. He had played that before against me, so after knight f3, I definitely expected that he would go knight c6, knight f6, and I had prepared to play what is known as the Smurf. And the Smurf is to play d3. And that is basically to go into some Philidor reversed, but with some additional ideas, because the Philidor is kind of a passive opening, but reversed you get some active options, and I wanted to, but we're gonna get it anyway, because after knight c6, which I didn't expect, I played d3. And the reason why I play this is there are several reasons for that. First of all, by the way, this was a very important game. It's the last round of the tournament, and I had to win to get an playoff in the national championship. I unfortunately lost that playoff. That was too bad. Anyway, g3. The thing is, I want to have Mikkel into a complicated strategic middle game that he doesn't know. This is basically, it doesn't matter that I don't know it, because I think that my style is kind of universal, so I'm not so dependent on knowing what's going on. Well, it turned out I'm probably overestimating myself a little bit here, because I think that in general most players play much better when they know what's going on, and I'm definitely no exception. But against Mikkel, I would say that if we go to unknown territory, I would have an advantage, and he would probably also have some problems adjusting to that. He doesn't know what's going on, because in general he plays very fast in the opening and lashes out the move, and when someone deviates from the main lines, he also knows what's going on there, and he always have an active plan. And the thing is, after this move, it's not so easy. So he played a normal move, g6. I think the best move is knight f6, and after d3 play d5. This is the best way to play. Okay, and here I already start to confuse him with c3. I'm not playing d3 yet. I might just go d4, and this is all part of trying to confuse his radar. I want him to be confused. And if he goes a5, then d4 might be played, but he didn't go a5, and also looked a little silly here, maybe. So after castle, I go b4 instead, and this was the idea. And basically, I'm getting sort of an accelerated perk, or yeah, I think perk offensive or whatever it's called. And I'm probably a little better here because his position is passive, and I'm getting my pawns out where I want them. In general, you have a big problem achieving this move in the normal Pirk when you're black, because white always prevented with a4. But in this time, black didn't feel he had the time, so white got it in. And this is also something that helps you in general, is to know your opening so well, so you know what's good when it's good for white in this position, or it's good for black or something. Then what happens when the colors reverses? And here, white has definitely gotten an edge from having this pawn moving forward. And okay, I said that's enough. I can an a5, and it makes sense, but it also, and this is something that I think Mikkel underestimated, is he's gonna lack space. And this leads into his sort of tendency to try to solve problems immediately. The slow regrouping is not Mikkel's style, and that's why I'm always trying to get positions where he might do something that will sort of damage his position. And this is, I think, a5 was one of these things. White had got a pawn here, and it looks not like much, but these all pieces here, all these pieces here, they have to find somewhere to be, and it's not so easy because white will come with more pressure. Already normal, and he seems to find a solution, but here it starts to sink in that white has a clear advantage. He has managed to get 2 pawns here, which we have noticed earlier, that gives a space advantage. But, and this is more important, black does not have enough pressure with these two knights sitting here. He doesn't have enough pressure on white's center, so white will have a free rein to maneuver and position himself just like he wants. And now I think at this moment, I think Mikkel started to use a lot of time and realized that things are not good. There might be coming some knight here, and this rook is definitely coming here, and it's not easy to play this position at all. So he does, as he usually does, try to solve the problem instantly. And that just, here we see that white is better developed. Well, basically we both have all our pieces out, but my rooks will be come in, and my queen will be better placed than this queen. I took here, take, bishop takes, and just here, just waiting a little bit, putting this X-ray effects is something all grandmasters love, and something you should be wary about, that this is not nice. So he did something to plug the hole, bishop d6, but that leaves holes over here. So what does white do? Does he exchange that? No. Goes back. And of course he goes back, but he also goes back into the pin. So what do I do? Next one, please. Bishop d7. Here bishop a3 would have been could have been funny, but I realized that I'm actually a lot better after this, because it's not clear how black is even going to save this pawn. And we see all the pressure, and we see that white's opening has been a complete success. So in general, the sort of the discussion is more or less over here. This little G3 move was a total success from a preparation point of view. Of course, G3 is not the best move at all. But I'm not trying to play the best move, and I completely stop that and stop playing the principal move, saying, okay, which move will be most unpleasant for my opponent? And this turned out pretty nice. And also, you will always already hear Mikkel sigh when it's like, when I play D3. Okay, we'll see the last. Black is sort of busted here. And just C4. And the thing is, these bishops here, this guy is just waiting to join the party. Notice that this pin is working against black at the moment. Can't take because of check. And I will take on b7. Rook e8, rook d1, c6. And here, black simply resigned. What white is going to do is going to do this, and then that guy down here is toast. So Mikkel resigned. I think the computer says something like +5 here. There's no chance of ever plugging those black holes. You just lose something. By the way, this pawn is also hanging. So that was game number 1. Okay, next year. Okay, that was actually the previous year. So 2015. And this game was also very important. I again have to win, and this time it actually meant that I won the championship. And I think it was the last time I won it. I won 7 times in total. I'm hoping to win one more, but it will be difficult with all the young lions like Mads Andersen, Alan Stig Rasmussen, maybe not that young anymore, and especially Jonas Bjerre and Jesper Thybo. Anyway, I'm white against Mikkel, and as we already noticed, he's very strong theoretically. He's very principled. He likes to play fast, and he likes to solve problems instantly with concrete, direct actions. And I had found an idea. I realized that he sometimes plays Queen's Gambit, and I was prepared for that. I can't remember how, but I had an idea. But he had started recently to play the Ragozin, and the thing is with Mikkel, he's very well prepared and he works a lot at home, but he's not always totally up to date. And just the same week, someone played this move and won a very great game, just playing rook c1 and d3 and bishop d2. So he played something like this, and then castled. And somehow black's position went into a mess completely. And of course, bishop f4. The normal move here is bishop d5, and now they started to play h6 in this position, and black seems to be fine theoretically, but it's a lot of theory. It's this Ragozin. It's very popular. I think the most popular line in this position at the moment is queen a4 check. Anyway, bishop f4, and already Mikkel was thinking, and I was yes, that's good, that's very good, and here I think the most common move is rook c1 first, but I decided to play d3 first, and I realized that it is possible to play this, and this is of course I knew Mikkel would love to come running with this. And the thing is, if black plays queen a5 now, I think white actually plays this move. and something like this. And white wins back the pawn because after this, you can't cover here because of this. So this was, I believe, my preparation. It was 6 years ago, so maybe it was not precisely this, but I think I saw something like this. So, so this is the idea that white is not melting down on this square, and of course, for an active, aggressive player like Mikkel, sort of increasing the pressure, just he needs to increase the pressure. So okay, getting the knight out can't be really bad, but it's not really good either because it's not really working towards the goal of c3, and we already saw that winning the c3 pawn didn't bring much joy either. Bishop g2, and I'm ready to castle, and then we'll have some sort of a Taras where black has played the weird bishop b4, and bishop knight e4, and white have played bishop f4, which is normal, and we suppose that white should have an edge there. But anyway, Mikkel, he panicked completely and decided to more or less go all in with g5, just trying to blast me away, and this is a clear mistake. And c4, and this is part, by the way, this structure is part of the Rogozin DNA. This is what you do with black, and you put your bishop here, and he just needs to play something like f6 and things like that, and he will look at least a little bit normal. But it's white to move, and this is annoying because he cannot cover it with h6, which he would love to keep his sort of structure intact. And he played f6, and here comes another unpleasant move, getting the bishop to move here, and maybe getting ready for some fun on this diagonal. He took here, which was also possible, of course, here. And castle, take, and of course, white has most fun here. If black could just put the pawn back on g7, he might be almost okay. But as it is, white doesn't even need to castle. So rook b5, attacking, and notice the X-ray effect on the pawn if it should, the d pawn should fall. Bishop e6, and if you ever saw Mamedyarov play, you would know what white will do here. He's a master of activity with the rooks. He's very good at that. So this is also what I did. Here comes another rook, attacking this one. And if I take, he plays knight d8, and it's not so clear. I was not happy with that, but I thought, okay, we got something here, we got something here, we got something here, we got something here. We have, why not? Who's not playing? And remember, this is the advice of Jakob Ogard, to bring all your friends to the party. And here, what kind of friend is not joining the party? The queen. And this is, oops, and of course helping the rook here, and black is, yeah, and winning something. He cannot take, then this pawn is dropping, and he cannot take here because there's mate, so he covers the mate. This rook is also covered. Bishop e7, won another pawn. and why black could of course resign here, but its resigning is so final. So yeah, and here black gave up. He just lost, as is quite reasonable, all reason to live. So what was this about? This was about how to prepare for a specific opponent. And I'm sorry that I made the friendly guy, Mikkel Antonsen, the victim of this video. I'll make it up with showing one of his great games in another video. He is as strong as I am. I think his top rating was close to 2500. And but it shows that having a plan for the middle game or even the end game is a very good idea when you're preparing the game. So you want to have a scenario, and here I saw that okay, I with this bishop f4 and d3, I'm actually making claim to some sort of positional advantage, and I'm looking forward to that. And I know that he will react maybe wrongly to this, especially since he was caught unprepared. I would, if I was to play Mikkel, I would never play the same again, because he would definitely be super prepared and will just flash out all his moves. So you have to catch strong, well prepared players off guard, and find a way to take them out of their comfort zone. And I managed this with two sort of sidelines. I think the bishop f4 line is more main line now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video from GM Talks about how to prepare for a chess game. I'm your host, Sune Berg Hansen. It was a pleasure to show these games. Thank you for watching.